Well, it's definitely midnight and time for another visit with Randy Rocks. How you doing? I'm going to talk to you tonight. Get a lot of requests, questions about alcohol, the effects of alcohol. Should they drink alcohol and mix it with kratom? So the title of the video is going to be is kratom alcohol's best friend. It's kratom alcohol's best friend. And if you've seen some of my other videos, I've talked to you about the alcohol, not to take alcohol and drink it and then try to take some kratom. It's just not a good idea. When you do your kratom, it's good just to use water, use some juice, preferably sugar-free juice. I like the cran grape. It's very good. You can mix it with any kind of orange juice. Trop 50 is real good, reducing the sugar. The reason I say that is because sugar causes inflammation, and kind of you're looking to let your body reboot to heal. And the alcohol, as you know, is it's a depressant. It's really not good because especially if you're coming off the opiates, you're going to have all the help that you can get. So it's really better for you to have the kratom, to take the kratom, but also if you're going to have to deal with, let's say you've been drinking the alcohol and you're coming off the alcohol, you're going to also have withdrawal symptoms from the alcohol. The alcohol, especially for a long-term user of the alcohol, is going to be in their muscle, it's going to be in their tissue, it's going to be all through their body. And they're going to feel it, especially if they try to come off of it all of a sudden. So the kratom, by not having the alcohol, drinking alcohol, just using the kratom, or I'm very pro CBD, and the CBD is good also because A, helps inflammation, B, it'll help you sleep. And when you're coming off the alcohol, especially if you're coming off of other substance also, like opiates, it's good for your body to get some rest. It's very, very important for you. A lot of times people when they're getting off alcohol, if they have withdrawal symptoms, they've been on it for years. It's not something that they just started drinking like a couple of days or a couple of months ago. A lot of times they've been drinking for years, and for whatever reason, they decide they'd like to get off the alcohol, and they're looking for something that'll help them. And a lot of people, they look at the kratom. Kratom's getting a very good reputation now to be used because it's a simplistic type of leaf that can be ground up with some water and mixed with tea or basically orange juice. And the individual can basically take it and get some rest, use it in conjunction with CBD, of course. There's many kinds, but as you know, I basically recommend the CBD without the THC in it. Now, another good advantage of getting off the alcohol is because now it's very dangerous to be driving while drinking. It's dangerous, very, very dangerous. And then what happens is the individual, when they're out here and they're driving, they risk other people's lives. And, it's easy for them also to get pulled over. That's another key point to look at. Law enforcement's more aware now than years ago. They can look at a driver and they can see if they're impaired. And rightly so, they're going to pull them over and get them off the streets. And so it's a very good idea now, if anybody's going to drink any alcohol or in the process of detoxing their body, to get a Lyft or get an Uber. And it saves money and it saves lives. But you have to applaud you for making the move to get off the alcohol, especially if it could be a family, it could be friends, it could be co-workers that may have been on the alcohol for a number of years, and now they're taking steps to get off the alcohol. And of course, kratom's there, CBD is there, but it's very important not to take kratom if they think they're going to continue to drink alcohol, not to take kratom and mix the two together. I definitely would not recommend that. Some people have sent me emails and they've asked me to say, hey, Randy, What do you think about, if you just have a couple of beers or, a couple of glasses of wine, kind of take the edge off after work and come in and, have a few drinks and then take some kratom. And what do you think about that, Randy? Well, what Randy says is that do not mix alcohol, any type of alcohol. That could be beer, that could be wine, that could be tequila, it could be vodka, it could be whiskey, bourbon. Do not mix any type of alcohol with kratom. The best way to do, you make a decision to get off of the alcohol, is just go ahead and get off of it. Just have your kratom ready, begin taking your kratom. Look at it like a detox. Take your kratom and then drink a lot of liquids. Very important to have a lot of liquids. And also you could have your CBD on standby. That's very good. Now the key is, excuse me, is with the CBD, why it's so important also to have the CBD that is THC free is because, again, it's lab tested and you could pass a drug test. So, if someone has to take a drug test, let's say for their employer, or they have to take a drug test, let's say they were driving and they got pulled over, they could pass a drug test. A lot of these head shops out here are selling CBD, and on the packet it says THC free. And if you watch my videos, I've given some examples of professional drivers who've been driving for 30 years at the same company and decided that they were going to go get some CBD, go into the head shop, tell them what they're looking for, and the head shop hands them this CBD, and on the packet it says that it's 100% THC free. And he trusted it. He trusted it. He thought, hey, if it says it on there, it must be true. Well, it was mislabeled. It had a small percentage, and I'll explain why that happens. It had a small percentage of THC, just enough that he failed his drug test. And then what happened is, he basically got terminated, and it goes into a federal database, and then no other company is going to hire that individual. Why? Because they failed a drug test. So it's very, very important. If you are going to use the CBD, or I should say when you use it, make sure that it's 100% certified THC free. You may have to pay a little more. That's what I was going to say. The reason these companies that offer these products, the CBD, to the head shops, what they do is it's a cost. It's a matter of dollars. And when they offer it to them, they're going to give them a good price. But the reason they give them a good price is because it has THC in it. Well, a good lab tested, and there is some out there, you see the link on my channel. There's some very good lab tested. There's 100% THC free CBD. And I've got a source for it. All the folks that's out here looking to get off the alcohol, but maybe you have to pass a drug test for your employer. Maybe you have to pass a drug test for you're having some, medical issues, and as part of your medical protocol. There's a lot of reasons an individual could have to take a drug test. And with the THC-free CBD, you'll be able to pass that test. So that's what you'd be taking to help get off the alcohol. It's going to take some time, but what the kratom does is it helps you to relax, to rest, to sleep. Just small amounts. Not going to take a lot, just small amounts. That in conjunction with CBD could give you the ability to rest. And when you get a lot of rest, a lot of sleep, it helps the body. The body's able to rest. You're able to focus. It helps with the inflammation. That's what's good about the CBD. It helps with the inflammation, and it also helps you sleep. And when you're well rested, then you can basically focus at whatever task you're doing. And it helps you so you can make the decision to stay off of the alcohol. Now, you have to also stay away from areas that you went to where maybe you went and got alcohol at, so you don't trigger that behavior. Just stay away from those places. You may have to, if it depends, it may take you some time to heal, maybe it's better for you to be by yourself at that time. So you're looking not to be around people, especially people that are having drinks or drinking alcohol, because then it's very easy in a social environment for you to relapse. And the focus is for you to get off of the alcohol completely, not taking it, and then naturally you can get off the kratom. So it just depends on what your long-term goals are. And most people, they're looking, they may have been drinking all their life, but they decide they're ready to get off of the alcohol, and that's what they're doing. And they're using kratom to do it, and they're using CBD also. So every individual is going to be different. But it's good to walk, to get exercise, fresh air, eat lots of fruits and vegetables, stay hydrated. That flushes the toxins out of your body. Now, at first, you're going to ache. You're going to basically have sinus issues with the withdrawal from the alcohol. It's going to be very similar to withdrawal from the opiates, except it's going to be withdrawal from alcohol. But what you do is you take the kratom, get your rest, have you some CBD and rest. And that, and when you're sleeping, your body's going to be rebooting. And that's very, very important. That's going to help you. And that's why I say just be patient with yourself. Don't think that you're going to kick the alcohol habit overnight, because that's not going to happen. And then you've got to maintain to be sober after you get off the alcohol. What that says is you have to stay away from the clubs, stay away from the bars. And yeah, at first, maybe later on, you could go around them and not have the urge to have a drink or a beer or a glass of wine. But I applaud you for getting basically your focus and getting off of the alcohol. But as I said, it's very, very important. Keep your head right. Don't get into a depression, because some people, whenever they are getting off of alcohol, for example, it's easy for them to become depressed. And that's natural. You're going to have a lot of emotions. And what you do is you just relax, and you have your support system. It's usually going to be friends or families or coworkers that you can contact and you can talk to and let them know, hey, you're detoxing, you're getting off the alcohol, or you're getting off the opiates, and you just like someone to talk to. That's the kind of friends that you have in your life. They may come over and see you, or they may ask you to come over and see them, but that's your support system. And with a good support system, you can do whatever you choose to do. All right, so keep that in mind. That's very, very important. We live in a different world now. It's just not safe to get out here and drive. Even one beer, one glass of wine, one drink, that's one beer, one glass of wine, one drink too many. Keep that in mind. You know, folks can say, oh, well, they weren't drunk. Well, maybe the breathalyzers say something different. And then that's going to change that individual's entire life, when they could have easily went and got a Lyft. They could have easily went and got an Uber, and everything would have been okay. Or, hey, go get a hotel room. If they're downtown, let's say downtown Hollywood or downtown Denver or downtown Las Vegas, wherever, there's always going to be hotels around. And they can get a hotel room and go in and sleep it off until the next day. And then it's going to be a new day. They just got to protect themselves. So keep that in mind. It's very, very important to be safe, to be very safe. So the kratom is going to be taken naturally by itself. You can use CBD, a couple of drops, and I say the kind that does not have any THC in it. And then drink lots of liquid, and over time, what's going to happen is the withdrawal symptoms from the alcohol is going to be less and less and less and less, and then they go away. But that individual is going to be responsible to keep their sobriety. So, for example, they got to have all the alcohol out of their house. They've got to make the decision not even to be around alcohol, or to be around anywhere where there is alcohol, or anywhere that anybody is drinking alcohol around them, because then it's easy for them to get pulled back into the drinking the alcohol. So remember, the key points is stay away from the alcohol at all costs, by all means. Next is don't talk to anybody who's drinking alcohol or that is addicted to alcohol, because then transference can happen And then you know where that leads to. Be back over there drinking with a friend again. And keep that in mind. So it's very, very important to keep a focused head. And then also, they can use the kratom because they're not drinking alcohol. Now they can use a small amount of kratom to help them rest. The CBD is going to keep the inflammation down, and that's going to help the body to reboot, and they can get their life back. And that's very, very important. And if you have any other questions about the effect of alcohol and kratom, I'm going to put some more videos out here, and we're going to talk about that. But, you know, it's very, very important to be completely free of alcohol, opiates, any type of external stimulants, and use you're going to use the kratom just to help you get off of those, and then you can get off the kratom. And the CBD, you may take that periodically, but it doesn't have any THC, so the individual's not going to get high off of it. All right? Well, I love you. Thank you very much for being here. If you have any questions, send me an IM. I'm on the Instagram, kratom911, or send me an email. You got my email address. I'll be glad to answer the questions. Thank you for all the thousands of emails. Thank you for all the help and the support and the love. We really appreciate it. Hey, if you've got value on this channel, if you like what you see here, if it helps you in any way, resonates with you, give us a like and subscribe. We really do appreciate it. And until next time, it's your best friend in the world saying, see you soon, friend. It's Randy D. Rocks. Peace out.